In the world of international intelligence, the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA of the United States, is one of the most famous and mysterious organizations. The CIA plays a key part in keeping national security safe, gathering intelligence, and carrying out covert operations on behalf of the U.S. government. With a long history that goes back over 7 decades, the agency has stayed at the forefront of gathering information around the world, affecting world events, and catching the public's attention. In this video, we'll tell you everything about the CIA. But first, like the video and subscribe to our channel. Make sure to hit the bell icon for regular updates. Now let's get started. History. The history of the CIA is closely tied to the United States' involvement in foreign intelligence operations. Covert action was very important during the Revolutionary War, but it wasn't until the 1880s that formal, organized intelligence organizations were created. During this time, the Office of Naval Intelligence and the Army's Military Intelligence Division were both created. Before World War I, information gathering was given to the Bureau of Investigation, which later became the FBI. After World War II was over, there was a reevaluation of national intelligence efforts because bad information led to the bombing of Pearl Harbor. In 1947, President Harry Truman signed the National Security Act, which created the CIA and made the post of Director of Central Intelligence. Over the years, changes were made to the intelligence structure, such as the creation of the Head of National Intelligence in 2004. Today, the CIA's goal goes beyond the Cold War, and it focuses on keeping the United States safe from terrorist threats around the world. Organization. The Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, is run by a director and a deputy director. There can only be one military officer in each post. Before 2004, the Director of Central Intelligence, DCI, was in charge of all U.S. intelligence gathering activities. However, the Intelligence Reform and Terrorism Prevention Act of 2004 created the Director and Deputy Director of National Intelligence to coordinate intelligence operations across all U.S. agencies, including the CIA. DCIs have come from a variety of backgrounds, such as intelligence, the military, law, and business. They are the President's main source of intelligence information and often have a close bond with the President. Some DCIs have been very important in shaping U.S. foreign policy, like Alan Welsh Dulles during the Dwight Eisenhower administration and William Casey during the Ronald Reagan administration. But the impact of DCIs on foreign policy has changed over time, with some having less of an impact than others, especially during the Bill Clinton era. Structure and responsibilities. CIA has 4 major divisions. Number 1, Directorate of Intelligence. The Intelligence Directorate evaluates the information that has been gathered openly and secretly, such as from news sources, field agents, satellite images, and intercepted communications. It used to focus on the military and the Soviet Union's military-industrial complex, but now it tries to include information from a variety of sources. Number 2, Directorate of Operations. The Directorate of Operations is in charge of covert information gathering, like spying and controversial operations. These secret acts are done using diplomatic covers, front companies, and other ways. Even though they are complicated, these activities only make up a small part of the CIA's budget. Number 3, Directorate of Science and Technology. The team specializes in gathering explicit data, which includes information from public sources like TV, radio, magazines, and newspapers. They use electronic and satellite photography methods. People with an interest in science and technology will fit in well with this fascinating group. Number 4, Directorate of Administration. The CIA's Office of Security is part of the Directorate of Administration, which handles financial and staff issues. This important section makes sure that CIA employees, facilities, and information are safe and works to find any threats or spies inside the agency. Activities. The CIA's actions during and after the Cold War have been well documented in memoirs, declassified papers, and historical accounts. During the Cuban Missile Crisis, President Kennedy depended on CIA intelligence. As part of their operations, they gathered information, spied on Soviet contacts, and worked to improve spy technology. Covert acts included trying to change the way politics worked in Iran, Guatemala, and Chile, as well as helping anti-Soviet forces in Afghanistan and Nicaragua. Some acts were successful, but others, like the Bay of Pigs invasion, were embarrassing failures. After the Soviet Union fell apart, the CIA turned its attention to non-state players, terrorism, and nuclear proliferation. They helped with military operations, acted as mediators, and played a significant role after 9/11 by targeting Al-Qaeda. Some of the agency's methods, like the use of lethal force, drone strikes, and the creation of hidden detention sites, caused a lot of controversy. The government relies on the CIA for intelligence and national security despite its flaws and controversies. The U.S. will always require counterintelligence, spies, and covert operations, even though the CIA's current concentration is terrorism intelligence. That's all for today's video. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more updates. Thanks for watching.